Hi students, welcome back to Google Classroom of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. How are you children? Hope you all are fine over there. In the last section, we have discussed about transformation of people from hunters and gatherers to farmers and their movements from one place to another. Hope you learned that portions. Today, we will start with the topic names of the land. Two words often used for our country are India and Bharat. The word India comes from the word Indus. Indus in Sanskrit we can call Sindhu. Then how do we get the name India from Indus? The Iranians and Greeks who came to the northwest about 2500 years ago and were familiar with the river Indus, and at the same time they called the river Indus like Hindos or Indos. Thereafter, the land to the east of the river was called India. Then children, do you know how did we get the name Bharat for India? The name Bharat is mentioned in the Rig Veda about 3500 years ago. What is Rig Veda? Rig Veda is the earliest composition in Sanskrit. Besides, the word Bharat was used for a group of people who lived in the northwest India. Due to all these reasons, our country India got the name Bharat. Now let's discuss how do we find about the past. There are several sources to know about the past. The first source is manuscript. Manuscripts are handwritten book or records of the past. And the word manuscript comes from the Latin word manu and it means hand. They were usually written on palm leaves or on the specially prepared bark of a tree known as birch, which grows in the Himalayas. Are these manuscripts still there? No, many manuscripts were eaten away by insects. That means they have been destroyed. But many were preserved in temples and monasteries. Children, do you know what all are included in manuscripts? These books mainly include religious beliefs and practices, the lives of kings, medicines like Ayurveda, and science. Besides, epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata, poems and plays. Many of these manuscripts were written in Sanskrit, Prakrit and Tamil. Then what is Prakrit? Prakrit is the language used by ordinary people during that time. Now let's discuss another source of history, that is inscriptions. What is inscriptions? Inscriptions are writing engraved on hard surface such as stone or metal. Children, do you know what were the subjects written on inscriptions? Inscriptions mainly include orders or rules of kings so that people could see, read and obey them. And it also include life of the people like king, queen or normal people and the records of victories in battle. All these kinds of subject inscribed or engraved on hard surfaces such as stone or metal that we can call inscriptions. This is one of the inscription given in your textbook. It was inscribed on the orders of a ruler named Ashoka. Now we discussed manuscript and inscriptions are the two main sources of history. Other than manuscript and inscriptions, there are many other sources to study about the history. That means manuscript and inscriptions are not sufficient to know about the past. So, what are the other sources of history?
They are remains of buildings made of stone and brick, paintings and sculpture, tools, weapons, pots, pans, ornaments and coins. Some of these objects may be made of stone, others of bone, baked clay or metal. Objects that are made of hard, imperishable substances usually survive for a long time. From all these sources to know about the history. A person who study these objects to know about the history are called archaeologists. Archaeologists also look for bones of animals, birds and fish to find out what people ate in past. But the remains of plants survived very rarely. Due to all these reasons, archaeologists we can also called detectives because they use sources like manuscript, inscriptions and archaeology to reconstruct history bit by bit. That means they use all these sources like clues to find about our past. Now let's discuss the last topic in this chapter, that is, what do dates mean? If someone asks you the date, you will probably mention the day, month and year, right? Generally, years are assigned to the birth of Jesus Christ. Who is Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ is the founder of Christianity. So, the years before the birth of Jesus Christ were named BC. That means before Christ. And sometimes you will find AD before dates, right? AD stands for Anno Domini. That means it is a term or label for remembering years after Christ was born. Similarly, BCE is used at the place of BC. BCE stands for Before Common Era. And CE is used at the place of AD. CE stands for Common Era. We use these terms because the Christian era is now used in most countries of the world. In India, we began using this form of dating from about 200 years ago.
So students, I hope all of you understood the concept clearly. And please note that the related URLs, notes of the lesson and test paper are also attached along with the class. Make use of these available materials. Study well and attend the test paper without fail. That's all for today. Thank you.